Hello, my name is Sophia, and for the disability etiquette presentation, I decided to focus on individuals with autism spectrum disorder. So the reason I chose to research the autism spectrum is I just finished my first year as a PPK teacher, and I had a child in my class with autism, along with the classroom next door to me. Had a child with autism as well. So I got to know them very, very well, and I worked with them so hard. I learned so much about autism and what it is and working with children with autism. And so that's very personal to me now. It was an experience I love to have, especially as I'm going into my internship. So I already have that experience, and that makes me more confident in being a teacher. And then as I become an elementary school teacher, I will experience teaching more children with autism, as inclusion is very important these days, very prominent, and it is very common to be high functioning, and the high functioning children with autism will be in those mainstream classes, so I intend to teach a lot of them again. So the American Psychiatric Association has divided ASD into 3 levels reflecting the severity. So level 1 is the mildest, meaning the autism is not interfering with their daily life very much. Level 2 requires more support, such as speech therapy or social skills training. And level 3 is the most severe, requiring full-time support, such as aids or intensive therapy. So under the barrier section of this project, instead of 2, I have a couple, just because each level, the level of treatment is very different for each. So we have speech therapy, and that is important because some children with autism, they will either be very delayed in speaking, they will not speak at all, they will have trouble engaging in conversation, so that speech therapy will help with that. Physical therapy helps both the fine and gross motor skills. Occupational therapy helps using body parts more efficiently, making everyday life easier. Sensory training helps to become more comfortable with sensory overload and helping to avoid that. It helps them control their sensory input a little bit more. And then you have applied behavior analysis, which encourages positive behavior and goes off their own system of rewards. And then absolute worst case would be medication. And there is no medication for autism. We know this, but it can help in those worst case scenarios manage symptoms such as anxiety and depression, ADHD. So in those cases, it is available. So the first law that I have helping individuals with autism spectrum disorder is the Federal Combating Autism Act. This was enacted in 2006, and it provides funding for autism spectrum disorder and developmental disabilities, including research, screening, treatment, and education. And then we have the IDEA, the Individuals with Disabilities Act. And for all disabilities in this course, we're familiar with this. It was most recently revised in 2004, and the law mandates that the state provides all eligible children with a free and appropriate public education that meets the unique individual needs of the child. Also specifies that children with various disabilities, including autism, are entitled to early intervention services and special education. And I found this interesting because the facility that I work for is called OTB Kids, and we offer an early steps program, which is almost like an intervention for children with autism that are younger, so infants through age 3. And we have a therapist from UF Health come in every Wednesday, and she helps them do different activities and just a fun little co-op program that they get to be a part of before they're really old enough to be diagnosed. So it's a very good program, and it helps the parents a lot. And then we have 2 positive advantages to inclusive settings. So the first one is it provides support to all students, giving them equal opportunities. Assistance may be provided in the classroom to the teacher to help versus using the pull-out method. That's a little bit outdated unless absolutely needed. It makes different feel less different. So those children are feeling more included and not left out. And then the second one is the IEP is available when needed. So the individualized education plan will be needed by the teacher, and they're able to look at the specific plan for that children or for those children and it just helps make things easier. So that is what I have for the autism spectrum disorder. Thank you.